Tell me about the demons of your setting. Are they all necessarily evil? Can they exist on the physical world only through conjuration/summoning? Are they serving some kind of higher entity? Do mortals sign pacts with them?
So, I'm working on a system. It's called Dice and Demons. And it's got demons in the title.
Yeah.
But the problem that I've got is I don't want to have a specific setting tied to this set of rules. I want to just be able to like create like supplements and like drag and drop.
Play it with most
settings. Exactly. Like, you know, if I want to create like a Dark Sun sort of supplement, I can. If I want to create something else, I can.
Yeah.
That's the idea. However, I've got demons in the title, so I'm going to have to throw in some of the Lesser Key of Solomon demons.
Yeah.
Of course. And in the basic adventure that comes with it, the goal is to stop summoning Baal. So, you know, the King of Demons. So I suppose technically, it's kind of got demons in it, but I think honestly, look, Megan doesn't agree with me. I think cults are the ultimate enemies. I love cults. I always think humans make great enemies. I've never denied. Look at the real world. Look at the real world.
Yes, but I've never denied that humans don't make the best enemies, because they do. You should be more scared of humans than you are of like spirits and entities.
Of course.
But I don't know, cults bore me, man.
I love a good cult. You know what?
Give me a crackhead.
You know,
give me a I'd be more scared of a crackhead than I would a cult.
But what if they're worshipping a giant owl? What,
and you saying crackheads aren't?
Well, what if they worship a giant owl and they hang out in the woods and there's like Alex Jones and like the late 90s
comes out of the bushes.
Yeah. Like, hold on here, gonna get the best report. But you know what? You get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Let's jump into this. I love demons. I think they're probably my favourite when it comes to entities. And yeah, I'm sorry, they're all evil, or at least malicious in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. Okay, they may not be downright evil all the time, but they're definitely out for themselves and they will trick you.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they're not actively hostile to you, but they're going to make you sign that deal. You can just sign your life over. Yeah. Oh, go on. Like,
really heavy car dealership.
Yeah, exactly.
Type of vibe.
Yeah, that's what I do with them anyway. Actually, demons don't always have to be evil. If you look at Greek mythology.
Demons are only evil because they are removed from the light of God's ego. They are incarnations of the worst impulses of God, horrific multiplications of the worst impulses of man. They can be summoned to creation, but cannot remain long before they, and occasionally the things surrounding them, are all dragged back to hell across the abyss. It's something God, reality, doesn't like to think about. Some summoning one is basically yelling at God to remember that super effed up thing he did that one time. God can get kind of bitchy with you if you do it a lot though. Kind of like reminding your wife she shit her pants once. You always remind me.
It's not that you just piss yourself.
I piss myself
on
all
occasion.
The time. It's just, on occasion, once a day.
It's not that often, but it does happen from time to time.
Yeah.
I like this. This kind of reminds me of, Megan, you're gonna hate me bringing it up, but Warhammer, Chaos Demons. It works. You know what it reminds me of actually? Okay, a good representation would maybe be Lilith from like Genesis, or Satan being like, you know, the serpent.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's what would be the right term for that? It's not temptation, but temptation can be, or maybe
manipulation.
It's manipulation. It's like 7 deadly sins.
Yeah,
like, you know, you can have demons to represent each of those sins, if that were to make any sense. It's great for corruption. The problem that I've got with it is you know what it is, right? It reminds me of Tolkien's magic. Tolkien's magic is not like fireballs. It acts in more mysterious ways. It acts in the idea of hope. Does that make any weird sense?
Yeah.
Whereas I think like biblical demons act more in a form of corruption, not directly, but they lead people
astray.
Yeah, it's all about manipulation and giving
temptation.
In. Yeah, all that sort of stuff. So again, it's not quite, I'm going to cast an evil, like, you know,
you're going to do the work and then I'm going to sign the contract.
I like that sort of stuff. I think there's something about that really does it for me, because again, it leads so much into the real world. Mm-hmm. You could argue, you do come across, I don't know, I've met a few cultists in my time. Like, I've met some, they worked in my old job. I'm telling you, like, you tell me. Well, you know a few cultists you used to work with, and again, like, you know, they're being tormented by their own world lives, and then they take it out on everyone else around them.
Oh yeah.
Is there any difference between that and demonic possession almost. I know it sounds kind of far-fetched, but do you get where I'm...
I get it, but I think it's more just a lot of ass-licking, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe.
In setting, a lot of what the common people know about demons is wrong. There is no hell, no abyss, no outer dark. Demons do not come from anywhere. Demons are not summoned, demons are made. In the same way that the creation of a golem is a crude imitation of God making Adam, wizards and alchemists create demons in a crude imitation of an angel. Demons have virtually no will of their own. They are artificial souls, created to perform a specific task. The benefits of a demon are that they can be custom made to perform magic normally beyond the reach of mortals, or to automate rituals or other tasks that the creator does not or cannot do themselves. A demon might be made to wake up and refresh a magic seal every 150 years, or it might be designed to invisibly seek out and spy on or kill enemies given a lock of their hair to trace them by, or to venture into the great beyond and drag back the souls of the departed. You can design a demon to do almost anything, so long as you have the knowledge and the materials. But the demon is defined entirely by the commands written into it at creation. The more complex and nuanced the script, the more complex the demon. As you can imagine, there's a lot that can go wrong here. A demon can do a lot of damage that the creator never intended with a poorly worded command. Or, if something goes wrong with creation in the first place, such disasters often kill the demon's would-be master. Importantly, demons last forever unless specifically destroyed, so there are a lot of demons floating around made by past magic. Demons that are just waiting to be used, if you can find the means to invoke them.
No, okay.
Does this remind you of something? What does this remind you of recently?
I'll give you my interpretation of that. Demons are machines.
No, that's not what I'm thinking.
Okay, well...
you do you.
So, what I'm thinking is, have any of you guys looked at a computer chip? Any of you guys looked at, like, the copper wiring, the lines? Yeah. You could argue they kind of look a bit like seals. Mm-hmm. Sigils of demons.
Right, James, you're going to...
No.
You're going schizo again.
Okay, Megan, think of it like this. Right? Now, this is going to be really out there.
Oh.
But this is going to be really out there, okay? Think of it like a vampire. They have to be let in.
Yeah.
Demons have created a way to speak without speaking. They've created a way of communicating without...
Yeah, through Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. Does that make sense, though? Do you get where I'm coming from, though?
I get, James, it's really schizo.
It's really out there. Okay, and my other point that I really want to point out is one thing that I really hate about golems. This is something that I've always really hated and I dislike, is if you were to create life, why would you make it so ugly and deformed as a golem? Would you not make it like, for instance, I love busts. I love Greek statues.
Yeah,
all that.
You do. You love busts.
Yeah, do you? All right. Yeah. But no, do you get where, like, why not make something beautiful?
Yeah.
If you're trying to breathe life into something, it's like your child is beautiful.
Yeah.
Why should a golem, something that you're creating and bringing life into, why would you
make it so ugly and deformed? And
does that make sense?
I get it.
And I think I've never actually heard that being put in like a fake mockery of God's image.
Well, you know what this makes me think of?
What?
Toy Story.
Yeah, okay.
Tell me it doesn't.
It does.
Ozzy's obsessed with Toy Story at the minute. And I think I've watched all of them about 40 times in the past week. But
it's so sweet, though. You guys, can we talk about Toy Story for a second?
No, but tell me this doesn't remind you of it a wee bit.
I can see that, actually.
Breathing life into an object.
The child's imagination
it doesn't die. It's never specific until it's specifically destroyed. Tell me, am I going schizo?
No, that's actually quite good. I actually really like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of worked with that idea.
You're talking about like runes inside computer chips, and I'm like, Toy Story.
No, okay. So we'll say what happened. One of Megan's cousins was giving away a load of his toys, and he got a Buzz Lightyear.
Yes.
And he loved his Buzz Lightyear.
He took it to bed. As soon as he woke up in the morning, Buzz! He wanted Buzz.
So Megan looked about in Facebook Marketplace, and she found some woman was giving away a big huge collection of
like,
Toy Story.
complete collection. The only one that's not in it is Jessie, but everyone else is in it.
But they were all like the Disney ones, like, and they all cost like 30 quid each, but we managed to get them for 80 quid for like
the whole lot.
And it's very Toy Story to get them second hand.
So James went and came with this big cardboard box full of all these Toy Story toys, and we got a Sharpie and wrote Ozzy on the bottom of all his toys.
Loves it. And
he is obsessed with it.
It's great to...
but it's so cute.
It's beautiful to see, you know... It's nice whenever you get them something and they really enjoy it.
The amount of times so there's a massive Buzz and he's quite big, and then there's a little Buzz.
And then he's got like a Lego.
But the big Buzz he gives to me, and he takes the little Buzz, and the amount of times I've been up and down my hall pretending to fly with Buzz, and he does the same. He runs holding Buzz with the wings out, and he goes up and down the hall, so I have to go behind him going whoosh.
No, what I love the most is he's got this little tiny one, and he calls him Baby Buzz. Baby Buzz.
Baby Buzz. Baby Buzz.
Oh, it's so cute. But also, I really love this post. This is a really...
But it really reminds me of Toy Story.
It does, actually.
Really reminds me of Toy Story, how the creator breathes life, the creator being the children, and
they create the personality of the toys.
And stuff,
yeah, I can see that. Actually, I actually really like that. I think that's something that... You know what? Is that something... Would you guys be interested in that? You know what? I really enjoyed...
Did we not do that one?
I made a subclass.
Remember 40k?
Yeah, we did. We did one about 40k. So we did.
If 40k woke up,
yeah,
it was like a Toy Story situation.
Yeah.
How fucked would you be?
I did a subclass like this. It was a Puppet Master one, but it didn't really sell very well, and I paid like a good whack of money for the artwork. And honestly, like, yeah, I made my money back on the artwork, but like. It wasn't really worth it, you know what I mean? And the amount of interest, more people would care more for like the North FC subclass, which of course I get it, you know what I mean? But anyway, let's keep going. I really like this post. Let's see if we can get more like this.
So, I don't know if you know this, but we've got a website with lots of models. And whenever I say lots of models, I mean lots of models. We've got models for any setting that you can think of. With humans with biddies, animals that shouldn't have biddies but do have biddies, dwarves and elves with biddies. Look, we've got a lot of smut models. But it doesn't stop there. We really do have models for anything and everything. And to be honest, they look so good. Chef's kiss, so good. But it's not all smut for all you good Christian Minecraft server players. We've got you covered. And we even got the weebs covered too, which is unusual for this channel because we don't like weebs.
Yeah, the weebs aren't that bad. They're just fun to laugh at.
We also have 5th edition subclasses and adventures, which some of them are free for download, and we sell a physical printed copy of Steel Water as well, and you can request a signed version if that's your thing, where I'll draw a penis on it for you.
If you want us to sign a couple decks, we'll give you decks, okay, guys? That's what
anyway,
you want.
if you enjoy what we do here, go ahead and check out the website. It helps us out so much, and we don't need to worry about our YouTube overlord striking down another one of our channels. Our website is also now available as an app on Android. Also, and the winner of the daily giveaway is this guy! Yay! Woo! Woo!
Look, anyway, in for a chance to win, all you gotta do is like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, automatically entered in.
And to claim the prize, you just send an email to neckbeardiacontact@gmail.com. Let's get back to the video. Demons are a sentient echo, an imprint left by mortal life so strong and vibrant that it becomes self-perpetuating, in desire if nothing else.
What, like a ghost then?
That's what I think. They are, at the core, a false soul with no form, a spirit with no vessel to inhabit. That reminds me of Insidious.
Yeah, it actually does. Yeah, you know, very Insidious.
Whenever he astral projects and all the demons are like,
yeah,
free house!
Yeah.
Fucking squatters.
That's what they are.
They're not necessarily evil, but demons are drawn to recreating the conditions which birthed them, growing in power as they feed on the same impulses and sensations which gave them form. A demon of pain seeks to inflict it. A demon born from the anguish of a battlefield wishes for more slaughter. As beings born within the astral plane, they have no true form, and most remain as spirits unless drawn through the veil between worlds, through the actions of a mage. But the truly powerful need no such help. Such behemoths of their kind can exert their influence upon matters as easily as any mortal. Demons have no common master or cause, although there are those mages who specialise in their creation and utilisation. In great factories, they subject the psyche of their cattle to controlled stimulus to birth forth all manner of spirits that they employ as weapons in their wars. This is done as demons, being creatures of living magic, can bend it to their whims with ease which mortals cannot comprehend. Incantations which for a mortal mage would require years of study and painstaking effort are as natural as breathing or flexing a muscle. For to the spirits the manipulation of the ether is as simple as holding a rock of exhaling for a creature of flesh and blood, and as such, despite their dangerous nature, harnessing a demon promises great power to the user.
Again, that's very 40k, I think, with their... I love the idea of demons being almost like...
Use it pet-like?
No, not pet-like. I like the idea of demons being complete godlike in their own realm of existence, but incredibly weak in the material world, in like our world.
Yeah.
Like, I love the idea of like... You know what one did it incredibly well? Remember that horror movie we watched where the child gets hit and the head comes off? Hereditary.
Yeah.
If any of you guys haven't seen that movie, watch that.
It's
I think
very good.
That was
Bale was in that, is it?
Who?
They used Bale, didn't they?
No, it was a parody of Bale.
Bale.
It was Lord Payment, he was called in
I
it.
can't remember.
But again, he's got a lot of references to Bale.
Yeah.
So it was essentially the same demon, but like different names.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Definitely something to check out. And I loved the way the magic worked. Like, okay, a good example in the movie. She tries to throw this book that she's communicating with the demon into a fire, and then that sets her on fire. And then she tries it again, but then it sets the husband on fire. Mm-hmm. It's that type of trickery. It's not direct. What it's doing is
it's your own consequences.
It's reflecting the damage from itself onto you.
Yeah.
Does that make any weird sense? I don't know. I'm really into this sort of stuff. How would you guys expand on that?
You can be into it in your own time. Just don't start like doing magical incantations in this house, because this house spooky is anyway.
Look, okay, I'll talk about the book at the end, will I?
No.
Right, okay.
No, if you talk about it, you give a power. So we don't talk about it.
Right. Okay. All I'm saying is... No. Well, guys, there's a book that I have that's really spooky, and Megan is genuinely terrified of it.
Yeah, and then you're talking to the guy who wrote it, and he said, oh yeah, you're meant to get a Sharpie and like close the like sigils because they're open. Thanks! Thanks!
Look, I think it's really... the thing is, see, when it comes to like demon and stuff, I do think they're really interesting. However, you need to remember, a lot of this occult stuff doesn't really come from the Bible per se. So, it's kind of like... I don't know how much, like... I think you're getting more...
Were you actually going to say, I don't know how much I believe in it?
No, I don't believe in it, but I'm just saying that... Look, it's not coming from the trustworthy source, right?
It's not coming from the Bible?
Yeah.
I guess if it's a trustworthy source.
But you get where I'm trying to come from. You know what I mean? Like, if that makes any... Like, okay, next post, guys. I'm trying to make a point, okay?
Calling the Bible a trustworthy source? Okay.
I'm trying to make it out as if... Well, then where else are, like, where do these demons from occult practices come from? Like, they were written by people in the Middle Ages, for the most part. A lot of them...
They're ancient.
A lot of them were transcribed from a lot of pagan gods.
Yeah,
for instance,
they're ancient. Demons are ancient.
Well, this is one of the things that I find really interesting. They tried to convert a lot of Greek and Roman gods into demons. So, for instance, Saturn, Satan, that sort of stuff. It's really interesting to look into, and the way the ancient Romans and Greeks interpreted demons, their demons aren't evil per se, they just have wills of their own. Does that make any weird sense? But again, they're not really, they are and they're not, and it's Chinese whispers, guys. You know what I mean? If you look into demons, it's really Chinese whispers.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to come across, and there's so many mentals online that like make up their own twists. Does that make any weird sense?
How does someone succubus?
Well, yeah, exactly. You got people... come on, if you want to learn about this sort of stuff and read about it...
Don't go to X.
Well, yeah, pretty much. It's not actually that good. Some of it's actually really interesting, but most of it's fucking schizo retard.
How does someone succubus?
Next post, guys.
Setting A. Demons are amalgamation of unhealthy concepts. Feed off people's collective belief in/awareness of their specific concept. Embody those concepts as easily as completely as we breathe and move. Are separated from angels solely by our abstract definitions of unhealthy/bad versus healthy/good. If they manifest strongly enough to fold in on themselves and get believed in separately from their concept, they can reach godhood. Basically just an excuse to make porn. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, again, I think that leads back into 40k and Warhammer Fantasy. I believe that the Chaos Gods were good at a time. I believe, like, okay, you could argue Khorne, God of War. What else does he embody? Like, at this moment in time, in the setting anyway, he embodies nothing but bloodshed, violence, and destruction.
Yeah.
However, at once upon a time, I believe that he embodied a warrior ethos. He embodied, a lot of, well, not pride per se, but you could argue, okay, even Khorne does not take there's no pride in killing something that cannot defend itself. They, were the enemies. Does that so more of like a battle prowess, you could argue. Again, Zeech, god of knowledge, a god of learning. Is that a good thing? Or
yes, if I fucking know.
Nurgle, a god of health, a god of everlasting, you know what I mean, all that sort of stuff. Does that make any weird sense? And it's like twisting them. It's all about excess. It's all taken to the worst possible extreme. Everything gets horrible when you go to the extreme. Is that fair to say? Like, there's one thing of having at what point does love become obsession, and then obsession becomes, what would be the next step? Not love. No, what's even worse? Like,
extremism.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, it gets to an extreme where it gets too much.
Yeah, it's about the same if you look on like the political spectrum as well. Like the ones in like on each side, like close to the middle, like they're grand. But if you go far each side, it's like, oh, calm down, man.
Well, I would argue. Well, you know what? I don't want to get. You know what? I'm not going to get into. Okay, what demons represent who on the political
no, let's
spectrum?
Not do that.
What demons represent who on the political chart? I want to know. That's a good question. Right, setting B.
Setting B. World is a song type setting. If angels are manifestations of the few harmonious, perfect hymns still echoing from the Creator's ancient hands, demons are discordant snarls that crop up in recurring ways. Both are beyond human ken in every real measure, and can drive mages to madness or obsession by mere proximity. I'm speaking in tongues at the minute. I'm talking about too many demons. A middling ground of imperfect but coherent song creatures could conceptually exist, but academics always argue whether that's mortal life itself or some secret third thing that for some unknown reason has not appeared yet.
You know what that is to me? It's extremely Eastern Orthodox Christian. Does that make any weird sense?
Yeah.
It's very Byzantine, and I can't really explain it any more than that. To fall back on one we did earlier, Insidious, good example of demon. What was the music? That you know all that.
Oh,
like,
You know, I was gonna go tiptoe.
No, that was fucked up too. Those one is. And again, like, look at most like religious hymns and stuff like that.
Insidious coming out this year, by the way.
Is it any good? Do you think? I loved the first one and the second one, but the other ones were kind of trash.
I like Insidious, so I like them all.
Yeah, I do enjoy them.
And plus, I love a shitty horror anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, you know what? While we're at it, actually, if we're talking about movies, can we please bring up Babadook? Best horror movie ever. And again, Descent into Madness. That was an excellent example of a demon. Perfect example of a demon to me.
Very, very well done.
It's feeding on their emotions, and it needs to get them weaker and weaker and
very,
weaker.
Very well done.
And again, I
haven't watched it in that long because it scared me.
It was proper scary. Like, it was a great movie.
Like, and the thing is, what didn't help is it doesn't take much to scare me.
Yeah.
And then we would have been like lying in bed at night, and James just would have went bad.
It's like, honestly...
We'll watch it tonight.
Yeah, I think so. But you know, the thing is, again, you could argue this with every horror movie. A demon needs to start off small, because maybe it's not strong enough to manifest itself, and the more scared, the more... And again, this is so hard to do in a role-playing game. How do you...
It's all psychological. Try and break them down to where their mind is weak, to be able to attack, to be able to get in there and into their psyche, to be able to control them, and to be able to make them do what you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's the same how narcissists work, to be honest.
Well, you could... Was that not a thing? Who was Narcissist? There was
Jamie Turner.
No, I'm gonna have to cut that.
Yeah.
Oh, well. No, but that was
Make sure you cut that.
Well, no, it was a Greek. It was a Greek, and they were called Narcissa or whatever. I can't remember. Yeah. And again, that's where you get the term narcissist from. Yeah. And again, you could argue maybe perfect example of a demon is someone being possessed. By these ideas. And again, okay, let's do
you say the same about like a lot of serial killers say that? Like, the devil was speaking to me.
Well, okay, look at this, a very good example.
Need some pills, my guy.
Let's look at this from a psychological standpoint. Like, you know, every time you do anything related to any form of anyone that's experienced some form of trauma, normally it comes out in other ways, shapes, or forms. There's a good statistic. Apparently, if one of your parents was an alcoholic at some point in their life, the chances of you also becoming an alcoholic in your life is incredibly high. And again, that's like inherited trauma. Could you argue maybe that's a form of demonic possession? Is that a creature, a creature that lives off your parents' soul? Are you then giving your own demons to your children? Does that make sense? I kind of like it, and I think I can work with it. I don't know, there's something about demons for me. I just love them. I think they're the perfect embodiment of evil.
I don't know, I don't fuck with no demons.
Right, let's go for it. Set and see, will we? What's his last one?
Demons are a wretched, violent race of creatures that have lost their element. They're tirelessly seeking to overthrow the gods, who their tales claim stole it somehow eons ago. But a good thwack sends them back to the pit from whence they came. So it's not like their mutterings matter that much.
Yeah, I can see. Well, again, this is one of the things that I don't think it's never explained very much, because anytime the story is about demons, it's about them getting their host. What do they do once they get their host?
Yeah.
And that's something that I don't think has really been explored in a lot of fiction. Can you think of any, Megan, of like the stories?
I can think of a lot of demons that have got their host and done a lot of things with them, but I can't mention it.
Oh yeah, okay, okay, yeah, okay. People were saying, it's like, James, stop,
Mr. Rothschild.
Okay, yeah, keep going. Yeah, okay. So I think that's where we'll finish up. Again, this is something that I think about a lot. I do think about demons from time to time. They're up there for me with like vampires and stuff.
No, vampires fucking.
No,
vampires are boring.
Well, the thing is, I believe to a certain degree vampires and demons are real.
I knew you were going to say that.
I won't divulge. Okay.
Vampires in what sense, James?
They
name names. Name government names, James.
Look, they believe.
Name names.
Look, just because they
don't sit there and be two-faced. Name names.
No, okay. Right, anyway, that's all I'm going to say. And, you know, okay, this is one thing that gets me the most is, again, when it comes to, like, occult practices and all that sort of stuff, does it matter if enough people believe something?
Yeah.
Let's look at examples throughout human history where the truth hasn't mattered, because if enough people believe it to be true, it's true, and it doesn't really matter after that. Does that make sense? And we've seen that time and time again.
Christianity.
Exactly, that's a good.
If enough people believe it to be true, it's true. If
enough people believe in the religion, it
becomes a religion.
Exactly, it becomes true. It becomes what is, and it defines. Again, this is something that I think about a lot. So I wouldn't call myself particularly religious by any means. However, whenever I think about it, whether I like it or not, I was born into Western Christian country, so therefore, do I have any choice? Like, the things that I think are right and wrong, are they just from my upbringing? If I was born in some other part of the world where something else. Okay, a good example. Let's say I was born in China, and some of the stuff they eat in China, I would consider absolutely revolting. I would never eat some of that stuff that they eat, but to them that's just par for the course.
Yeah.
I would consider that not just revolting, but I also think of it as, to a certain degree, also evil. Is that because of my upbringing. But again, at the same time, I eat a lot. Like, I've got no problem with like haggis or liver or heart and stuff like that. Where again, a lot of people would be.
I have trouble eating steak.
Yeah, exactly. Where again, a lot of other people would be repulsed by that.
Yeah.
Does that make any weird sense? It's a hard one to talk about. And again, this is something that I feel like it's so hard to put into role-playing games because, again, it's hard to make a monster that's more than just a fucking block of health. Does that make any sense? It's just a big block of health, and we have to work out how to take that
health down.
You know, and it's not easy. But I really would love to hear your guys' interpretations of demons and how you have incorporated them and how you work with them. I love them. I love demons. That's all I'm going to say. Also, actually, I should say, so Megan, you're not going to let me talk about the demon book that we have.
No.
But what I will talk about is there's a book that I have called Cults of Chaos, and it's a generator for cults, and it's actually one of the best generators I've ever came across. It's definitely worth checking out. So,
check out.
Like, if I'm not allowed to talk about the other demon book. Right, okay. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed it. I like doing these sort of videos, but they never really do very well views-wise. So therefore, when it comes to YouTube, like, do we do these sort of videos? We can't really afford to do them all that often. So if you could share the video, comment, all that sort of stuff, like, it helps us out in the back end. You guys fucking know this type of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And check the website out as well. That'll be great. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.